Hey everybody, it's Jill Fraser, and I want to continue on my series of videos with you, and hopefully you have taken a moment to learn a little bit and maybe have a smile from time to time, and maybe even roll your eyes from time to time. My goal is simple, and that is to discover a passion that I seem to have lost many years ago. And I know I've said this many times, and maybe I'm getting a little too redundant about it, but basically when everybody has their story, and I totally understand it's how we react to our story that forms our life. This is hard. You see, the problem is if you care too much, it tears at you. And you have to learn to stop caring. And that's hard when that's your nature and your makeup. And the thing is, I gave up, and the primary reason was to look after other people. Look after a gentleman I thought cared about me. Look after my sister, look after my brother, look after my mother, look after my father. And that, nothing wrong with that. It's I chose to do it, I enjoyed doing it. But the problem being is that you don't look after yourself. And one of the things I have learned in the last year is that I've come to that realization. My journey became difficult only because I had lost myself, and I lost myself because I cared so much that when the people I cared for were gone, I was empty. The difficulty is finding something again to care about. And I guess what I've learned is I need to start caring about myself first. And after I learn how to get healthy again, which I guess is number one. You see, a lot of people will criticize people who are overweight, and they think that we're lazy. But as I say, everybody's got a story, and sometimes that story is that we were too busy looking after other people that we didn't look after ourselves. And it's become very difficult to look after ourselves. So, and that's okay. Everybody can have their opinion. I know that I don't like being overweight. And I know I don't like struggling. And I am doing my best, and sometimes my best just isn't enough. But to bring that back into a business sense, there are so many things that you can do nowadays, so many things that you can do that aren't tied to a desk. You see, finding that business that makes you feel good, that creates a sense of pride, is crucial when it comes to being an entrepreneur. I've joined many different businesses. I've followed many different people. My difficulty being is that I haven't been comfortable. I haven't had the skills to succeed in the business, or because I didn't connect to that business person, I just wasn't able to succeed. And that's where you have to determine and sit down and figure out everything. What is it that you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And how are you going to do it? And there are a couple of things that you have to understand. If you're kind of like me and you really don't like asking people for help, and you learn and you think you know everything, but the problem being is you're never going to know everything, and two, you can't run a business by yourself. And let me rephrase that, because you can be your own boss. And you don't necessarily have to have employees. That's not what I mean by yourself. What I mean is that there is nothing in this world that you can succeed at without others. It's kind of like no man is an island phrase. It's as much as you learn, the more that you are successful does not mean that you can't and don't need other people around you. That you can't learn from somebody else, because you can always learn from somebody else. See, your business isn't going to grow if you think you know everything. Because if you think you know everything, then what will happen is that you're going to go in the other direction. And the other direction is failure, not success. Because if you understand that you don't know everything and you are always seeking more, you're always resetting your set point, you're always setting a new goal when you've achieved your previous goal, or changed your goal because the goal that you set is no longer important for you. That is what makes you grow. And that will only happen if you've got others around you. And I'm saying that because the internet business can be done in a small room with 4 walls, as long as you have a connection. But if any of you have ever seen the movie The Net, the difficulty is that if you lose your connection, if you lose your identity, then why are you living? Like, there's nothing there. So you're either connecting with the environment, you're connecting with your 4-footed friends, your fur babies, you're connecting with your children, you're connecting with your wife or husband, you're connecting with your brothers and sisters, you're connecting with your neighbors. At some point, all of this is important because it makes you live. And that's being alive. So, as soon as you understand that, even though you can do this business as far as the online business on your own, you cannot do this business alone. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get a mentor. Don't be afraid to follow somebody. Don't be afraid to feel scared. To feel that there's something you might be missing and you need to look for it. And also, don't be afraid to share what you know. What you know and what you believe can help so many others who might be facing the same issues. And feel that, for me anyways, the feeling that you can help somebody, for me, is number one. Because that's who I am. It's who I've always been. I've taught swimming, I've taught basketball, I've taught golf, I've taught office skills to people who come into business. It's just who I am. I've always tried to help somebody by giving them the information that I have. And I've never been afraid of somebody getting better than me. Wishful sometimes that I could be better than me, but I've never been afraid of that. And that's what business people have to learn, is not to be afraid that someone's going to get better than you. Because that's someone else's goal. If they want to be better, if Joe Black wants to be better than Steve Jobs, then let him be. Let him find his journey, and that's okay. If you taught Joe Black everything that you know, and then he's running with it and doing more, there's nothing wrong with that. So don't be afraid in your business to share what you know with others. And I will do my best to share what I know with whoever needs help and who is ever following me, and I would be grateful to have them be better. I've had students of mine become golf pros, become tour players, and I couldn't be happier. They've done something that I couldn't do, and that's okay, because I got them started. So I can feel proud to know that a little bit of the information, a little bit of that help that I gave them has helped them on their journey. And that's all I have to say for now, because I know I started in tears, but now I'm finishing with a smile, and nothing can be better than that on a video. And cheers, everybody. Have a good day.